Okay. So this particular course will be covering the first part of your this history of English literature from 1340, that is Chaucer's age, till the 18th century or neoclassical or Augustan age. So if you divide it among different periods, so first comes Chaucer's age, then the medieval age, then the Elizabethan age, also known as the period of Renaissance, then the Caroline, Puritan or interregnum, and then Restoration age, and finally Neoclassical or Augustan age. So these are the periods or ages of English literature through which we'll be going in the first part of your course, that is semester one. So if you divide the English literary periods, then first of all begins with Old English. Old English, where you will find epic and poems, heroic tales, and then we move on to the Middle English. In Middle English, there is a uh, growth of popularity of the local language, that is English. You will see how it evolves. Then we reach the Chaucer's age. Chaucer's age is one of the most defining periods in history of English literature, because till now there was no language known as English in this particular part of the world. There were local dialects. There was no common language in England. Okay, so Geoffrey Chaucer, he is hailed as the father of English language and literature, basically because of the fact, because he not only set English as a standard language, but also popularized it with his great ingenious mind, right? So that is why he is regarded as the father of English language and literature. Then came the Middle Ages, continued. There was this is kind of medieval, and it acts as a kind of bridge between the Middle and the Elizabethan age. So then we reach Elizabethan age. You might have heard of Queen Elizabeth. So this particular age is assigned to this great queen because England achieved great progress on all fronts in this particular age. And this is also known as the period of Renaissance, where you find uh, English literature coming to the forefront, and especially in drama, with those great men like Shakespeare, Marlowe, and other dramatists who took English to the next level. Then we reached a Jacobean age, where there are different themes, and then Caroline, and then the Puritan age, then Restoration, and we reach the Neoclassical, and finally the pre-Romantic period. So this is exactly what we are going to cover in these maybe 3 4 months. So you must remain on track. Don't get confused by so many things. We'll be going slowly, and surely you will understand what is being told here. That is why I told you don't miss the classes. Otherwise, you will be skipping things in between. Then it will become difficult for you, because history of English literature, if you really want to study it, it requires a lot of time and effort. So our effort here, our attempt here will be to make things as easy as possible. The basic to get a basic solid fundamental idea of what history of English literature is. Because I told you in the beginning also, all your exams, whether it is NET, UGC NET, or any other exam which you are taking up, that will have lot of questions from history of English literature. Because why? Because history of English literature includes everything. English literature, अभी आप you will have 4 courses है. आपको पोइट्री भी होगा, ड्रामा भी होगा, नॉवेल भी होगा, कुछ और भी होगा. But you will have some plays. You will have 3 or 4 plays, maybe 3 or 4 novels. So in a particular course. But in this history of English literature, you will have thousands of these things. So uh, you know, uh, everything is connected to this history of English literature. So if you understand it well, it will be easy cakewalk for you in your other courses as well. So that is why focus, please focus, have a book, some books, or you can find study material online also. I have shared you a lot of videos also. Just go step by step. Don't hurry and don't hasten. Don't, just try to pull the rubber band too much. Just go slowly, and you will understand. You will start enjoying these things, and then you will understand better. So this is actual uh, periods of English history, English literature, with their timeline. So Old English, this is also known as Anglo-Saxon period. Anglo-Saxon, uh, you will be studying it in history of English language as well, but I'll give you a brief idea of this here also. Old English is known to have uh, it is known by another name as Anglo-Saxon. Angles and Saxons and Jutes, they were the earliest tribes who came to England and settled there. So that is why it is known as Anglo-Saxon period from 450 to 1066 AD. I'll be sharing these slides with you. You can make a broader outline and you can revise it daily so that you have a clear picture. Because if you have these basic things in your mind, then it will be easier for you to connect. Otherwise, you will be confused. In the age of sensibility, you will be writing about Jacobean age, and in the age of Chaucer, you will be writing about Caroline age. So that is why I told you, just make a clear outline. This is the clear outline. First, know the major periods. These are the major literary periods. Old English, then came Middle English, early Middle English from 1066 to 1340. Though it is not in our course, we will be starting from Chaucer's age. But uh, for the sake of better understanding and that continuity, I'll be covering these periods also briefly. Okay, Old English, early Middle English, 1066 to 1340, and then comes Chaucer's age, which from where we will be starting actually. That is the period from 1340 to 1400. So in next class, you should be knowing about these periods and also the major ages. Like I'll ask you, when did Chaucer's age start, or what is the period of this particular age? Then you should be able to tell, sir, it is 1340 to 1400. This is the first step. And don't falter on the first step. पहला कदम गलत नहीं रखना, पहला कदम सही रखना. ये सारी चीजें आपको एक टाइमलाइन की तरह दिमाग में बिल्कुल फिट होनी चाहिए. Then only you will be able to understand the entire literature or literary history. Otherwise, वो सारा मिक्स मसाला हो जाएगा और तुम्हारा वो खिचड़ी बन जाएगा लास्ट में. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए ये फर्स्ट स्टेप है, लर्निंग, नोइंग अबाउट द पीरियड्स. फिर इसके अंदर क्या था, कैसे उसके अंदर किस तरह का लिटरेचर आया, क्या इन्फ्लुएंसेस थी, चाहे वो हिस्टोरिकल, सोशल थी, पॉलिटिकल थी, वो आप कनेक्ट करते जाओगे. You will get a clear picture at the end of this 6 months course, and that is what our learning outcome is. Okay, so first thing, tomorrow you should be knowing all these periods. उसके बाद medieval transition जिसको period बोलते हैं, that is from 1400 to 1558. इसके अंदर क्या हुआ, when we go to that age we will learn, don't worry. Then next is Elizabethan age, वो 1558 to 1603. This is actually the reign or rule of this Queen Elizabeth. Why this particular age? अब आप ऊपर देख रहे हो कि लिटरेरी पीरियड है, लेकिन यहाँ एक क्वीन का नाम के साथ जोड़ा है. इसको क्यों जोड़ा है? बिकॉज ऑफ अ वेरी फर्टाइल एंड वेरी प्रोग्रेसिव पीरियड of her rule, because England was prospering on all fronts during this particular age. Right, that is why this entire age is named after this great queen, Elizabethan age. Right, the next comes Jacobean age, which is a short period from 1603 to 1625. Then another short age, Caroline, 1625 to 1649. Then comes a small break known as Puritan interregnum. That is a period from around 10 years, 1642 to 1649 to 1660. Okay. Uh, then comes Restoration age. Uh, how these names came, that also we'll learn. आपको एक logical flow के साथ समझ में आ जाएगा when we go through them, these ages. Then Restoration, which is from 1660 to 1700. Then comes the neoclassical age from 1700 to 1745. And when we reach the end of neoclassical age, it is we come to the age of sensibility, which is a period from 1745 to 1798. So this is what we are going to cover in your semester one. Okay. So first things first, please note down these periods, note down the particular timing from which year to which, right? So once you have a clear-cut idea of these literary periods in your mind, it will be very easy for you to learn further, right? So this is what we are going to cover in your first particular this semester, right? I think this is this should be enough for the day, क्योंकि ज़्यादा होने से भी फिर it will